huge stack of newspaper clippings I have. You're welcome to it. It was more the Atherton elite versus the North Fair Oaks not so elite. That was the claim. The barrier of shame was the banner they marched up and down our street. The issue is not that of elitism, Atherton versus county. It is the fact that our police department has recorded speeds as high as 65 miles an hour. Is that correct, Chief?
I believe.
Yes.
I believe there's one vehicle.
Right. Well, one on a tiny street with no sidewalks, where I'm raising my kids, one too many. And we also had a pedestrian versus car accident last February, where a man walking on the side of the road was taken out by a car. Okay, you sugarcoat that all you want. It was what it was. We don't have a lot of that in Atherton. We have a lot of that on our street. We have examined and gone over all the possibilities. It's not a NIMBY issue. You know, our street is a straight cut through. I don't know, Bill, if you've been down our street, but okay. Redirecting traffic down Holbrook Lane when Marsh is closed has introduced it as a cut through to a lot of people who might not have known that. We've worked with Duncan about rerouting it down other streets to share the wealth. It's not as easy to cut down Palmer or some of the other streets as it is Holbrook, so people don't do it. When we've rerouted traffic down the other streets, it's not, you know, as easy to cut across Middlefield and get to where they want to go. So it's not happening. Anyway, this boils down to a safety issue that has gone on for over 20 years, not 5 years. So please understand that.
Are there other public comments? Anybody else like to comment on this subject?
Hi, Anthony Waits, 22 Holbrook. I just wanted to respond to another aspect of this. What happens if there's a problem on Marsh Road and the traffic gets diverted? It gets diverted in that whole neighborhood. And today, the bulk of it comes down Holbrook. One effect that we have seen with that is that essentially every time Marsh is closed, there's a training. People say, oh, what a wonderful street Holbrook is to go shooting down because it's so nice and straight. So we always see, of course, we see if the road gets closed, there's a huge influx of folks, but then that actually stays higher for some period of time. So I think that, you know, if we were to close our street, then if Marsh would be closed, there would be, you know, that flood of traffic would be going through the broader neighborhood. But it's not clear that there's one street which is that much better compared to ours. If you can drive the paths yourselves, you know, see that this. As you go through the North Fair Oaks section, they have all the chicanes, and so it's just you know, you can go through it, but it's very slow and painful no matter how you go. Really, Holbrook is really the one easy path.
Anybody else?
My name is Jayda Ardelane. I reside on 52 Holbrook. I want to compliment to my neighbors what they are saying about the safety and also diversion from the Marsh Road. I have resided in 52 Holbrook for 9 years, and over the years and through my experience, I have noticed that our street, since it's parallel to Marsh and it doesn't divert too much off their route of traffic if they're trying to get to El Camino or to Redwood City, people easily realize that they're not going to lose any time. In fact, they might gain time by just choosing our street. And it seems to be statistically self-electing people who are impatient, who are nervous, who are in a hurry, that wants to just rush through our street. I personally had 2 incidences in 9 years, and maybe it's too little, but it's too big for me if it was 100%, if my child was hit when she was barely walking to my neighbor's house. And when I was putting out recycle, I literally flew off over the recycling bins because 2 people were racing down our street. I think this is not acceptable in a community environment. And yes, it might be the only street that's an alternative to Marsh that's ideal, but I don't want to be paying the price for other people's conveniences. Thank you very much.
Are there other comments?
Lou Paponis, McBain Avenue. Can you hear me all right from here, everybody?
I think so.
I was on the Transportation Committee the 3 or 4 times that the residents from Holbrook Avenue came and presented their problem. This is a very serious problem, and one, as I mentioned earlier, we had some home runs, but this is the one that we constantly struck out on. And if there's anything that the committee can come about, the staff can come about and find a temporary solution that will lead to a good solution, I think that the council should take action on it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Margaret Conant, 74 Holbrook Lane. I've lived on the street for over 20 years, so this is my second go around. Initially, the first time around, unfortunately, there were some people in the Barrows area that made it more about it was going to affect their property values to close off the road. That's not what this issue is about. My children have grown and moved on, but we have a whole new generation of children on the street. The problem has only gotten worse over the years. And it not only makes it safer for the people on the street, it makes it safer for people in the neighborhood to walk. For the bicyclists, that it's difficult to bike down Marsh Road. It gives them a safe thoroughfare. And so I would like to reiterate what my neighbors have said and support this trial today.
Are there any other comments?
I'm Jean Wangsness. I live at 90 Holbrook Lane, and I've lived there 32 years, I think. And I went through the last process as well. And what Margaret mentioned is accurate. The problem stemmed from the identification of Atherton as an elite community and the Fair Oaks community deserving less. And that was not our goal at the time. It was safety related at that time. And subsequently, as the committee on Fair Oaks has tried to work on implementing something that will work to improve the safety of our street. The accident that occurred in February was right outside my gates, and the gentleman was taken down by a car that hit him. And I kept looking for the press on that, thinking I would see something, and I never did see it in the newspaper. So I didn't know whether it was even mentioned. I'm out on the street. I don't have any dogs that I'm walking, but I do have, my neighbor has cats. And I think she's lost, I don't know, 3 or 4 cats to the traffic. The cats walk across the street and they get hit. So it's, it's kind of, I thought streets were for people as well as for cars. And it doesn't seem that Holbrook Lane has that intention. It seems like it's the speeding traffic that has chosen our street and as a route to get where they're going the fastest. And it's amazing to see how many pickups and how many other kinds of non-passenger vehicles are a steady stream in the morning and also in the evening. It's a route of convenience. And they've learned, that it's there, and they're going to use it. So please consider favorably giving us this opportunity to see if this works.
Are there any other comments?
My name is Christina Nasser. I live on 82 Holbrook Lane. I'm a mother of 3 children, 10, 8, and 5, and my children go to NC school. They simply cannot walk to school. Even if I wanted them to walk, I drive them to school because of the traffic. I back out of my driveway every morning and take them to school, and I have to usually wait while cars are zipping by. For the past few days, we've had the Atherton police stop motorists, and I'm so happy to see that. But I'd be curious to see their speeds so we can show the council here the speeds that we're achieving on Holbrook Lane in the morning. It's a safety